And what's up, everybody? We're back with another episode of the Live, Laugh, Left podcast, season 4, episode number 28. Back with Garry, as always. He's back. We got a lot to talk about this week. Richmond happened. That's about all I can say about that. The Truck Series playoffs is set, though. We're going to go over that. Who made it, who didn't make it, and what other craziness happened. Some silly season news, some big announcements, including the 2026 schedule. It's finally out. We're going to go over it, the big changes, all that jazz. So, and then of course at the end, we'll preview this weekend's action from Daytona. Should be a lot of fun. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. First truck race. Yeah, nothing crazy with this one. Gotta say, Richmond kinda sucks still. Shouldn't be big a surprise. But a lot was on the line at the Truck Series, so that made it a little more exciting. Christian Eckes blew a tire early. Kyle Finhouse and Carson Kvapil got into a tangle, went for a spin. Sutton hit the wall. So did the new guy for Nice Motorsports, Perez de Ladau, or whatever the fuck his name is. Went around to start the third stage. Matt Crafton and Ty Majeski tangled, teammates tangling there. After Ty Majeski was having a great day, dominated the race, won both stages. So it opened up the door for, you guessed it, another Corey Heim win. I can't contain my excitement. It really sucks because he wasn't the best driver of this race. It was Ty Majeski who was the best driver, and his own teammate took him out. And then this happened. So, very unfortunate outcome to this race. As far as the playoff drama goes, Dawson Garcia snagged the final playoff spot, kicking out both Gio Ruggiero and Ben Rhodes. So that was that. That's the Truck Series playoffs. What the fuck's up with my camera? Why does it do this all the time? That fix it? Sometimes that fixes it. It'll fix itself. That was the truck race. We'll go over the full playoff grid here in a minute. But first I want to talk about the Cup race. The truck race was whatever. You know, I don't think the race was actually that bad for the Truck Series. I just think the commentary for the Truck Series is god awful, but we've talked about that before, so I don't need to talk about it again. The Cup race was actually awful. I mean, Richmond is a short track. It's a half-mile in length. We should not be making scheduled green flag pit stops during a stage at Richmond. We should not be doing that. But because NASCAR doesn't know how to... Because NASCAR refuses to make any adjustments to their next-gen cars because they refuse to do anything to make the next-gen car better on the short tracks, and they just put little Band-Aids on it by making tire wear so bad at these tracks and putting on some really shitty tires so that they pit every 40 fucking laps at a fucking short track.
You good?
Made it just a fucked up race. God, I hate it. It's so dumb. They don't do that at Martinsville. They don't do that at they do it at Bristol because the surface wears down the tires so fast. But they don't do it at Martinsville. But why here? You know, at least Bristol and Martinsville have kind of gotten better since the next gen car gotten introduced. Richmond has gotten worse. It's gotten worse. Whatever. Nothing really happened in the first stage. Tyler Reddick was having a great race until he got spun in stage 2. And then on the ensuing restart, Cody Ware got spun around. Surprise, surprise. And then the next restart, there was a big one. Because Chase Briscoe forgot how to drive, and so did Kyle Busch. But he's forgotten how to drive since, like, Talladega 2023. So, no surprise there, I guess. Kyle Busch, Chase Briscoe were collected. Several others were, including Chase Elliott, who almost got through the crash, but then Kyle Busch decided, I'm just going to make a hard left here. There's definitely nobody trying to escape the crash on my inside, and ended up hooking Chase Elliott into the outside wall. He hit head on, huge hit. William Byron collected in that as well. It was actually the first DNF of the season for Chase Elliott, which is kind of surprising. He had completed all but one lap prior to this. That's pretty shitty. Anyway, that was it for the on-track incidents. '16-car big wreck. And they said, fuck it, we're done. Apparently. The only other exciting thing, Bubba Wallace was having a really good race. He won a stage. And then his pit crew didn't fasten a tire correctly, and he lost the wheel on pit road. And then he had to make a pit stop in a different pit box to get the tire put back on. And then he got penalized for that, which took him out of contention, which kind of sucked. He was having a really good race. But if history loves to repeat itself, somehow, fucking Austin Dillon wins again. Austin Dillon plays the pit strategy correctly and outlasts Ryan Blaney to win.
Now, just wait a couple weeks. Wait a couple weeks, he'll take it away. Because it's NASCAR.
True. There was no wrecking involved this time. Ryan Blaney just used up his shit. Pretty much handing the win to Austin Dillon. Yeah, what the fuck? Austin Dillon is 29th in points coming into this race. And he just suddenly turns on God mode when he goes to Richmond again. Like, what the fuck? It was 2 years in a row now.
I was looking at a thing on Facebook, and it showed Austin Dillon when he's racing at other tracks, and it shows, like, Cody Ware. And then all of a sudden, Austin Dillon when he's racing at Richmond, and it shows Dale Earnhardt ready to race.
Pretty accurate representation. But yeah, Austin Dillon wins. Doesn't look like they'll take this one away because he didn't wreck anybody to get it. And
it wasn't a Penske driver that he wrecked.
Puts him in the playoffs again. It looks like this one will stand. Which, what the fuck? Can you not? There's nothing back there. Anyways, Austin Dillon wins. He's in the playoffs. He's also the 21st driver in the New Year's Eve Spectacular this year. Yes, it was another new winner. So up to, again, 21 drivers, which is pretty good. I think that's exactly where we were last year in this race. Let me check. Nope, we had 23 last year, so 23 last year, but Austin Dillon was the 18th driver to lock himself in. So if we're at that pace, we're going to break a record this year, which that'd be kind of cool. But we'll see what happens. Congratulations, I guess. He revealed that he was racing with a broken rib for the last few months from a crash at Iowa. okay. Weird as fuck, but okay. But his win also shook up the playoff grid. We'll get to that in a minute as well, but yeah, Richmond sucked. Richmond sucks. It really does. The only good thing about this race was that it was at night. On a Saturday night race where it belongs. Nobody was going to watch this shit anyways. At least put it on a Saturday night. That's what they did. So I commend NASCAR for that. Rare NASCAR W.
I won't say that.
And now everybody...
more...
Nobody will shut up. Now, the worst part about this is now everybody's going to take RCR as a serious championship team now. When both their drivers suck and they get lucky with pit strategy once a year. Yes, Kyle Busch is ass. You cannot tell me otherwise. Bro needs to hang it up. Bro needs to go to a different team or hang it up.
Yep.
But anyway, I don't know if you get any other thoughts, Gary.
Other than Austin Dillon deserves this win. Fair and square.
True. But anyways, guys, that's going to put it in the books. Well, we'll just we'll talk about that a little bit later. Actually, got some silly season news to go over. Nice Motorsports was back in the news this week. They have been all over the news the last couple of weeks. Their team was sold. They released Caden Honeycutt when he was in a position to make the playoffs. They get a new driver. Then they get another new driver. Now the team is sold. What is going on there? It was sold to a bunch of different people and like a bunch of different investment groups or whatever the fuck. So that probably means that they're going to tank and be gone soon. But cool, I guess. Everybody's painting this as a good thing. I don't think this is a good thing. Maybe it is. I don't know. I mean, they were going to make the playoffs, and now they're this. Don't know what the whole logic is there, but...
It'd be cool if they won a championship.
Well, they're not in the playoffs, so... Can't win a championship if they're not in the playoffs, so...
Well, then what are you gonna do?
More bullshit too. We got more bullshit with the 2311 and trial shit. NASCAR took direct shots at Michael Jordan.
Uh-oh.
Basically, they said that he is asking for too much, and that keeping the team as an open charter is better for him and the sport. When in reality, NASCAR just wants to sell the charters at a higher price than they would be right now and make more money. That's why they don't want 2311 to have the charters. And they're calling Michael Jordan a money-hungry baby, which is not completely wrong. But is it justified in this case? No.
That's just telling Hendrick Motorsports they can't have 5 at one time. They did have 5 cars one time in a season. I don't remember what year it was, but...
Go. Get.
Oh, well.
They were knocking over my Pringles cans. I had to take action.
Pringle had to take away the Pringles.
Yeah, it's a bullshit situation. I just want this whole saga to be over. But now Michael Jordan's probably going to say some bullshit back to them on Twitter, and it's just kind of...
I already know what the Twitter post is probably going to be.
Also, O'Reilly Auto Parts is going to be the new sponsor of the... It's really hard not to call it the Xfinity Series because that's what it's called. But I guess it'll just be the O'Reilly Auto Parts series now. I mean, we knew this was coming. We knew that Xfinity was ending their sponsorship. But really, O'Reilly Auto Parts? I don't know. I mean, I guess if they're going to pay the bills, then bring them on. Doesn't roll off the tongue well, I'll tell you that much. Garry is not happy.
No, I am not. Why can't we just make it go back to the Busch series? Or how about this? Since you wanted to put back the Craftsman Truck series, why not for, I don't know, one season or whatever, put it as the Sprint Cup and the Busch series. It's not that hard. And then keep the Arca Menard series, because honestly, no one cares about the Arca Menards. All right? No one does. All right? Who watches that races? I'm sorry, I'm coping.
Yeah, you are coping because Sprint is no longer around.
And your point is?
I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So that's going to be something new in 2026. I think I'm just going to call it the Xfinity series.
I'm keeping it. I'm going to keep calling it the Xfinity series. Like, I still call it the Busch series.
Well, not everybody's 85 like you, so.
I'm not. My God. I just like NASCAR the old way.
Well, you're old, so it makes sense.
I'm not old. Me liking the old-fashioned way of NASCAR doesn't mean I'm old.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
The NASCAR channel, remember that? It must not be
Please
getting
say
great.
It's gonna get deleted.
Must not be getting great viewership numbers because they're expanding it to Roku as well as Tubi. Now, Roku is I believe, pay. No, it's free. It's a free thing.
Yeah, it is.
So it's still free.
I have it.
So if you have Roku, you can now watch the NASCAR channel. Well, but Tubi was also free, so you could have watched it anyways. But now you can really watch it, I guess. We'll see if that does anything for their numbers. I highly doubt it. My reaction exactly. And then some sad but not very surprising news. Matt Crafton, after missing the playoffs again, has announced that he will be retiring at the end of the season.
I remember playing as Matt Crafton on Dirt to Daytona. Holy crap. Now seeing him retired is just... That sucks.
Long-time truck legend, 3-time champion. And, but he's past his prime. And I think you have to realize that. He hasn't made the playoffs in a while. He hasn't won in a while. Sucks, though. It really does suck. Because he's been around for a long time. He made his debut in the Truck Series way back in 2003. And while he never really got any success past the Truck Series, he did make some Cup starts and Xfinity starts here and there. Mostly as a relief driver, but never could really find his footing. Found his footing in the Truck Series. And it's going to suck that he's gone. It really is, but times have to call for it, and you know, it's good on him for finally deciding to hang it up. Hopefully he can have a healthy and happy retirement, knowing that he's a multi-time champion and got to live his dream on the big stage. So,
And hey, who knows? Maybe he'll announce for the Truck Series.
would be better than Jamie Little.
So what? You don't like women doing it? I
I
see,
don't
Tyler.
like I don't like Jamie Little.
Mm,
You can find me
so you don't like?
I will accept a woman announcer when there's a good woman announcer.
You're gonna get harsh feedback on that.
I, I
You're gonna
think
get harsh feedback on that.
I think many are in agreement that Jamie Little's a bad commentator.
So is Michael Waltrip. That's why he's not a part of it anymore.
Michael Waltrip is at least funny sometimes when he drops tacos on Denny Hamlin's car. Do you see Jamie Little dropping tacos on Denny Hamlin's car? No.
No, because she's not funny like him.
Exactly.
She's actually serious about her job.
And she's a great pit reporter. Just not a great commentator, can I say?
Okay, then why not Parker Kligerman?
Parker Kligerman would be fine.
Oh, so you like racers, not? I'm just trying to steer the boat, to be honest.
Well, I'm gonna stop you right there as we move on to our next piece of news. Before we get to playoff previews and point updates, we got to talk about by far the biggest news of the week, and of course that is the 2026 schedule is out. I'm not gonna go through each race because there's a lot of similarities from last year, obviously. But I am going to go over some of the bigger changes. Now, let's see.
Before you do that, tell everybody what I said when you told me we were going to talk about the schedule. Just tell me.
Oh, I don't remember what you said, so you'll have to repeat it because I don't remember what you said.
I said it's bullshit.
True.
It's freaking bullshit. And you'll know why when we say one of the racetracks.
Hold on. First, I gotta find the schedule. The website was quite unhelpful, as it usually is. Here we go.
NASCAR is usually unhelpful. What do you mean?
All right, let's go over the truck schedule first. A lot of similarities to last year. One of the bigger changes on the season, though, they are going to be racing at St. Petersburg in the third race of the season for them.
That's actually insane because I'm used to watching that with IndyCar. Oh my gosh, that's going to be insane to watch.
It is going to be kind of
crazy. There's going
to
be a lot of wrecks.
But I'm pretty excited for that. I think it's going to be a good move. So that's the third race of the season for them. They're going back to Rockingham, which I think is great.
Rock.
Nothing else super crazy. They're going back to Lime Rock Park. Hopefully it's a better race than it was last year or this past month or a couple months ago or whatever the fuck they ran there. And then the regular season finale for the Truck Series also changed locations. It'll be at New Hampshire this year. Or next year. So, kind of interesting. Probably will be a better product than Richmond. So, you got to give a credit there. And then the playoff races for the Truck Series go like this. Bristol, Kansas, the Roval, Phoenix, Talladega, Martinsville, and Homestead. That's right, folks. Homestead is the finale again for all three series. Let's give it up. We did it, boys. Yay!
I still think Phoenix should be the one.
And you know what, Gary? Shut up. So that is the
No, I'm
Truck
kidding.
Series. Only one new track
want him.
added to the schedule. Well, only one new track. One new track added to the schedule. It's that St. Petersburg course early in the season. But otherwise not it. Oh, and also, of course, the San Diego Naval Base. But that's also going to be on the schedule. It's in between Michigan and Lime Rock Park. But other than that, a lot of the same tracks from last year. So,
Do you remember how many years we have left on uh Michigan's thing? What I
what?
mean by that is how many years
What are you?
NASCAR has a contract with Michigan.
How the fuck am I supposed to know that information?
They announced it when we were
When?
at the racetrack about a year ago or something like that.
How the fuck am I supposed to remember that?
Okay, Jesus.
Anyways, the Xfinity schedule. Again, nothing super crazy. They're also going to the San Diego Naval Base. That's for them in between Pocono and Sonoma. A lot of the same tracks. Of course, Chicagoland is in fact returning. It is back on the schedule, baby. 4th of July weekend. Xfinity Series gets that track right on the 4th of July, which is kind of cool. And the regular season finale for the Xfinity Series will be at Gateway, in fact. So that should be an interesting regular season finale. Their playoff schedule is the exact same as the Truck Series schedule. For the playoffs, Bristol, Las Vegas, the Roval, Phoenix, Talladega, Martinsville, and Homestead, Miami. Wait. No, it's not the same. They go to Las Vegas instead of Kansas. Whoops. Otherwise, it's the same. But, I mean, they are pretty much the same track, so how different is it really? Outside of the time zone. So, again, only one new track for them. That, of course, being the San Diego Naval. Well, one new track and one track returning. San Diego Naval Base and Chicagoland. So, nothing crazy there. Now, the Cup Series schedule does get a little bit more crazy. Of course, the Clash coming back to Bowman Gray. I think that'll be awesome. The Daytona 500, February 15th at Valentine's Day weekend. Should be a lot of fun there. There's 2 off weeks again this year. They have one in first weekend in April, and then another off week the first weekend in August. Up from one off week the last couple of years. Some big changes. Watkins Glen has been moved from its normal August date. It'll now be the second weekend in May. May 10th is the Watkins Glen race. I think
The
this
playoff
is
one or non-playoff?
I think this is hilarious. It's not in the playoffs. What?
I thought it was in the playoffs at one point. Oh wait, I'm thinking of it. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong.
Yeah,
I thought it was in the playoffs at one point.
You gotta remember, folks. And you gotta remember where Watkins Glen is. We are in the wilderness of upstate New York. I've been up in the northern area during that time of year. You know what? There's all sorts of multitude of problems with this. You first have the issue. It could very well still be snowing at that time.
Snow race.
But more in general, you know what comes alive in early May in northern U.S. wilderness areas? Bugs. Lots and lots of bugs. And Watkins Glen is a big campground area. Great move there. I also really just always enjoyed Watkins Glen being such a deciding factor for the playoffs because it was always so close to the playoffs. And now it's an early season race. And I don't know how I feel about that. The All-Star race is confirmed going to Dover. I think that is still a really shitty idea. So you just got kind of two big farts right back to back because the All-Star race is right after Watkins Glen now. A day race is going to suck. Just saying. I don't give a shit if that's how it used to be. It's going to suck. Even if it is at Dover, it's going to suck. Nothing else super crazy. Michigan is on June, the first weekend in June. Of course, the San Diego Naval Base, they're going there as well. And then, of course, also going back to Chicagoland on 4th of July weekend. That should be awesome. North Wilkesboro has a points race now. That's on July 19th, so that'll be awesome, I think. It's the only good thing to come from Dover being the all-star track is North Wilkesboro gets a chance at the points race again. So we'll see how that goes.
Nope.
The regular season finale staying at Daytona, and then the playoff schedule for the Cup Series going to stay relatively same. They got Darlington, and then Gateway, Bristol, Kansas, Las Vegas, the Roval, Phoenix, and then Talladega. This is a late Talladega race. It is the Sunday before Halloween, the third to final race of the season. It's not the eliminator race for the Championship 4, but it is pretty close. So I think that is going to be interesting. Then, of course, Martinsville and Homestead finishing out the schedule. So, again, nothing super, super crazy. Some duds. I mean, as far as Watkins Glen goes, I'm sure it'll be fine. I think it's going to be a good race. It's whatever. The San Diego Naval Base thing, we'll have to see how that goes. Chicagoland, I think that'll be fucking awesome because these cars race really well on tracks like those. So I think that's going to be a banger race. The All-Star race is going to fucking suck like it always does. Otherwise, I mean, the schedule's going to be quite similar. I mean, New Hampshire's a little bit later in the schedule than it's used to being. So that could shake up some stuff. But overall, I mean, a pretty good schedule. I kind of like it. So, Rockingham does not get a Cup date. A lot of people thought that was going to happen. It will not this year. Or next year. It will not, but that's okay. Really, the new tracks added to the schedule, like I said, there were 2 new tracks added to the schedule. St. Petersburg for the trucks, and then the San Diego Naval Base for all the other ones, and then, of course, the return of Chicagoland. So there's that. Now, I think I mentioned this earlier. I think I mentioned this one of the past episodes after Michigan, where we were expressing interest in going to a new track this year, but we were waiting on the schedule to figure out which race that was going to be. Now that the schedule is out, we haven't quite decided yet, but now that the schedule is out, I got a few options. Chicagoland is probably going to be a quality choice, but 4th of July weekend, probably not going to work for us. Watkins Glen, now that it's in May, I think I can make that work. Will we go there? Maybe. Pocono is always an option. Talladega, wanted to go there forever. He might go to the spring race. That'd be pretty fucking cool. Could always go back to Michigan, but I think we're going to go to a new track this year. Personally, I would come down to Chicagoland, Watkins Glen, or Talladega. Probably Talladega in the spring or Watkins Glen in the spring. Watkins Glen, though, could be cold, so maybe I'm going to still err towards Talladega because I know it's going to be warm, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be big wrecks, and that's what I want to see. So, all right, Gary, what's your thoughts on the schedule?
It's bullshit.
True.
I hate that Just because there was a rain delay at Dover, now they get an all-star race just so that they don't have to deal with it. Like, what are you going to set up lights so that they can have a night race at Dover?
They can't.
Exactly.
Because
So why have an all-star race?
There's a military base, so it's too close to the track for the track to have lights, which is why Dover has never had lights. It's a very questionable decision, and it brings up a lot of red flags on if Dover will even be on the schedule next year, because it is, or in 2027, I mean, because it's a shocking move. It really is. I don't like it. I talked about it before. I don't like it. I think it's a terrible idea. The track just is not good for an all-star race. Give it its playoff date back. That's when it was really good. Give it its playoff date back. Even like this past race was good. Yeah, it was rain affected, but it was still good. You know? So it sucks. I think North Wilkesboro deserves a points date. But that's what I said. Fucking get rid of the all-star race entirely and just give Dover a points race and you call it a day, and give North Wilkesboro a points race and you call it a day.
And then add Rockingham to the picture. Or how about this? Instead of going to San Diego, go to Rockingham. Because who the fuck wants to go to San Diego and watch a race?
That'll be a very popular race.
Me.
As much
Not
as
me.
Well, were you gonna go to Rockingham though?
I would go to Rockingham if the Cup Series came back. I would get me and some of my friends to go to Rockingham.
Then why the fuck?
I am dead serious.
Then why the fuck wouldn't you go to North Wilkesboro instead? They're in the same state.
Because I have to go to one before I go to the other. Heck, or I could go to one in both years.
Then just go to this one.
Yeah, there's no Rockingham for a Cup race. I'm not going to go and watch the frickin' Xfinity Series or Truck Series just race at Rockingham when it should be Cup.
You don't make a lot of sense to me sometimes, Gary.
I don't make a lot of sense to a lot of people. But I don't care.
True. But yeah, schedule's fine. It's fine. We had the best schedule. Very good schedule. The only good schedule.
Huge. It's going to be a huge year.
Huge seasons incoming. But that's the schedule for 2026. Cheers to it. Hopefully it ain't the last time we see Dover. Anyway.
Probably will be.
We still have some racing left in 2025 before we can even think about going to 2026. So we'll go over the point standings. Let's first do the Truck Series playoff preview. The field of 10 is set for a championship run. So here we go. Coming in at the number 10 position, the last driver to lock themselves into the playoffs, in the number 13 Ford, Jake Garcia. He will enter the playoffs 3 points below the cut line. In ninth, with everything going on for his season, he still finds his way into the playoffs, taking over for the injured Stuart Friesen, is Caden Honeycutt. He will sit 2 points below the cut line going into the first race of the playoffs. Raja Karuth coming at number 8 in the 71 truck. He sits 2 points above the cut line. The first driver in. Grant Enfinger, the other driver to points his way into the playoffs, will come in seated number 7, 4 points above the cut line. Ty Majeski, even with a terrible finish to an otherwise great Richmond race, still comes in number 6 in the seeding. He is 7 points above the cut line. currently tied with Tyler Ankrum, who will also be sitting 7 points above the cut line in the 18 truck. Daniel Hemrick is seated 4th. He is 8 points above the cut line. Chandler Smith will be seated 3rd, 16 points above the cut line. Lane Riggs will be seated 2nd, 23 points above the cut line. And a runaway top dog for the regular season champion and the number 1 seed in the playoffs should not come as a surprise to anyone. It is Corey Heim in the 11 truck. He comes in 62 points above the cut line. And he's pretty much a lock for the second round already. Fun times. Xfinity did not race over the weekend, so we do not need to go over theirs again. So let's jump to the Cup Series real quick and look at what their standings look like with still 1 race to go before the playoffs.
You gotta get tidy in here.
Denny Hamlin.
It's gonna be a good one.
Denny Hamlin, Shane Van Gisbergen, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, William Byron, Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Austin Cindric, Josh Berry, and Austin Dillon are all locked into the playoffs via a win. Currently 89 points above the cut line. In 15th is Tyler Reddick. Barring anything crazy, he should be fine to make it into the next round. It pretty much would be needing a new winner and a bad points day to knock him out. Also sitting somewhat pretty, barring again a new winner, seated in 16th is currently Alex Bowman. Again, he is 60 points above the cut line, but a new winner would knock him out. As what happened to Chris Buescher. He is 60 points now below the cut line after entering Richmond comfortably above it because of the new winner. So he is pretty much now in a must-win. Everybody not already in on points is in a must-win situation. Because you can't make up 60 points in one race without winning. So Chris Buescher, Ryan Preece, Kyle Busch, Ty Gibbs, all the way on down, they are in must-win territory. If there's no new winner, or if it's Tyler Reddick or Alex Bowman that win, this field of 16 is already set. But if somebody else wins, anything is possible. And that is because, and anything is possible this weekend because of where we're heading. Daytona, baby. The regular season finale is upon us.
Cody Ware could win the race.
Cody Ware's. I feel like Cody Ware's
out of the playoffs.
I feel like Cody Ware's the only driver that we know will not win this race.
No, but what I'm saying is, when you say anything can happen, Cody Ware could win the race, and then he'd be locked in, and Alex Bowman would be out. That's how close it could be.
That is how close it could be. Anything is possible this weekend. Xfinity and the trucks are off. It's Xfinity and Cup. In fact, about just a few hours from this from now, for those who are watching, the Xfinity race will be going green, and I'm going to be sitting my ass in front of the TV to watch it because I am quite pumped. The Xfinity Series still has a few weeks before their playoffs are set. I think they got 3 more races left. So this isn't as detrimental for their playoff grid as it is for the Cup Series, but still a lot to be decided, and with a new winner, anything can happen. So it is, we're going to be seeing a lot of beating and banging, a lot of big crashes, a lot of big moments, desperation. Should be a lot of fun. Now, before we get into the predictions, let me take the weather forecast. Because Daytona always loves it. Every time it seems like we're going to get a fun weekend of racing, it just doesn't stop raining, and then it's boring as fuck. Oh, and would you look at that? Oh, yeah, baby. Friday, 60% chance of rain. Saturday, thunderstorms all day. Sunday, Monday, it's
Are
going
you
to
sure
rain.
this isn't Daytona Beach?
They are going to have it pouring rain all week long, which means we're going to get a shitty day race that ends after 110 laps, baby. Woohoo! You guys ready for a rain shortened Brad Keselowski win and then he gets out first round of the playoffs because he sucks?
Brad, Brad Keselowski is not going to make the playoffs. Brad Keselowski is not going to win that race.
Anyways, who do we think is going to win the Xfinity race?
People are going to hate me when I say this. Austin Hill.
It's probably going to be Austin Hill. Let's be real here. Unless he goes full rage mode again and tries to crash everybody and takes himself out in the process, he will probably win. And everybody will cry on the inside because RCR needs to be a just Xfinity program at this point.
Did you see that one video of Austin Hill talking to, I think, either Denny Hamlin or somebody? But it was he was inside of his car during the red flag, and they were bringing out this safer barrier, right? And the guy yelled out, "Hey, hey, guy in the tractor with the safer barrier, put it on the 21." So it was like people still hate him to this day.
Do you blame him? I don't.
Yes, I do.
I'm going to still go in my limb, though, and pick Ryan Sieg because he's got to win at some point, right?
No,
Right?
no, I'm not going to agree with you.
One day, buddy. One day.
He had that one moment at Texas one time, and then he failed.
Garry, get the chips. Put your controller down and get the chips.
My controller isn't. I'm not even touching my controller.
Yeah, you're touching it right now.
I don't know what you're talking about. Hold on. I gotta remember where I put my other. Give me one sec. Did I put Chase Elliott and stuff over here? Probably did. Yes, I see one.
I'll take this time to mention that I visited the Galesburg Speedway a couple of weeks ago. I enjoyed it. The vlog and review are already up. So.
All right. Let's shake up these. I gotta get one. All right. Put them back in. I'm dropping them. That's okay. All right. The pick for Tyler. We get the same person. Bubba Wallace.
Okay.
Like I said, Daytona could be possibilities. Oh, I dropped Chase Elliott. You want to reset your pick since I dropped Chase Elliott and you never got the chance?
Sure.
You want to?
Sure.
Oh. Just because I had Chase Elliott in here.
Take two. Take two. We'll do double finger drums.
All right. This time you get Austin Cindric.
I feel like that's worse.
Isn't Austin Cindric in the playoffs?
He is, and he's been ass ever since week 3 of the season. So,
when did he win?
I don't even remember when he won. He won something.
Didn't he win like Las Vegas or something?
I don't fucking know. That
was Joey Logano.
Josh Berry won Las Vegas. I don't remember who won fucking whatever.
This year?
Yes.
And you're
Yes!
telling me playoffs.
Yes! He is!
You don't have to yell at me. Let's be honest here. I ain't winning.
Kyle Larson cannot win plate races, so you're fine.
I'm only saying that because of the fact I know for every driver that's really popular always gets in the big one.
Except when they
That's
don't.
what irritates me. But they did.
Well, Kyle Larson needs to crash because who wants him to win?
Me. Now. I like Hendrick drivers.
Well, anyways, guys, it's going to do it for this episode of the Live Laugh Left podcast. We'll be back next week to recap Daytona, preview the Cup Series playoffs, and do so much more. Stay tuned, though, guys, for much more amazing content from both me and Hitmaster. And until next time, see you guys later. Goodbye.